Tonight from Martin High School, it's the Martin Warriors and the Bowie Volunteers in a District 3 5A matchup, the first meeting of these two teams in district play. John Nelson will be joined later by the former head coach at Sam Houston and Arlington High, David Clyde. Martin comes in averaging 65 points a game and fresh off a 53-31 over Sam Houston. Bowie comes in averaging 66 points a game. The Volunteers and the Warriors tied for first. You can't get any closer. In mid-January, the Volunteers defeating Arlington last week 69-46. Martin led by Andrew Dotson and Nick Babb in scoring. Shavlovic, Hall, Hales, Jones, and Elmy. 3 seniors and 2 juniors starting tonight for Bowie. They're coached by Alan Gratz in his 14th year. Martin will start Dotson, Swearingen, Babb, Burke, and Garrett. 4 seniors and a junior. Defensively, Martin may be a little better this year than Bowie, giving up just 41 points. The Volunteers surrendering 52 a game. Martin winning 28 games last year. The Volunteers winning 25. And this should be a good one. The battle for first place in district play. We're back with the opening tip right after this. John Nelson back with David Clyde at Martin High School. And Coach, you've been involved in a lot of these games. You have to get off to a good start. A lot of talent on the floor tonight.
Absolutely. And you know both of these guys, Clemens and Gratz, know each other inside and out. And but you know they've probably held a few plays and some defensive things back that they haven't used earlier in the season to try to get one up on the other guy.
The Volunteers have won 15 in a row. Martin is ready. Last year, the two teams split. 2 years ago, Martin won both games over the Volunteers. Bowie in a road blue with orange trim and white numbers, and the Martin Warriors in home white with red numbers. Andrew Dotson, the sophomore of the year, having a tremendous season this year for Martin. He wears number 11, comes in averaging 14 points. Nick Babb, coach, a 6'5" senior that's committed to Arkansas, really doesn't have a lot of weakness.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. This would be a great matchup of the backcourts. And it'll be interesting to see how they defend each other.
In the backcourt for Bowie, you got to be concerned about David Shavlovic, the 5'7" senior, the MVP of the Fort Worth ISD tournament, and he is solid.
Absolutely. I've noticed some college scouts in the crowd tonight, and you know they've got their eyes on some of these guys and seeing how they react in a pressure situation.
Ella's pink out. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at Martin, and the Martin Warriors wearing pink socks. A couple of them have the pink sneakers. Coach Alan Gratz with a nice-looking pink tie. As you see the color scheme tonight at Martin. Miles Garrett will start. Garrett in the jump circle at 6'6", and for Bowie, it's a move in from Woodrow Wilson. Dante Hales at 6'10". Hales averaging 9 points and 8 rebounds. So here we go, first place on the line. And it is a high tip and run down by Andrew Dotson, and the Martin Warriors work left to right as they take possession of it first. Here's Nick Babb. Shoots it over to Dotson. Hand off to Garrett. Didn't think he was going to get it to him, David.
I know, and Garrett's got great hands for a lineman.
Top of the key. Faisal Elmy over to Brandon Hall. Hall earlier this year had 28 points against Dunbar in a tournament. Josh Swearingen almost had the steal. Up top for a three. Shavlovic misses. Garrett gets the carom. Nick Babb. Back in the middle from Dotson. Babb, the senior, stops, gets it in the corner, three-pointer on the way, and it's on the board. Josh Swearingen. And Martin has opened up a 5-0 lead. Here's Brandon Hall, left wide open. Rebound, Babb.
Both teams are playing man-to-man early on.
Nick Babb misses. Shavlovic gets the extra step. And speed kills Shavlovic underneath. And the first bucket for the Volunteers. Dotson from 21. That would have made it a 6-point Martin lead.
Shot.
Hales posting up with Garrett underneath. Up high. Now the errant pass intended down low, but knocked away by Martin. Trying to get it to Keegan Jones underneath. Brandon Hall to play it in. Shavlovic from three-point range.
Good shooter, very good shooter.
And just like that, Bowie has tied it up. Dotson back outside. Here's Swearingen. Josh misses. Shavlovic grabs it at the free throw line.
Nice pass.
Inside and kicked away by Martin. They tried to slip it to Keegan Jones. Well, apparently, Coach, they see something underneath with Jones, number 24.
Yeah, for some reason, they like that matchup.
Hall, he will throw it up high. Look out. Patrick Burke got the steal. Underneath and a block. Babb gets it back. And then is held.
You can see both teams employing the high pick and roll, which is a real popular offensive strategy these days, but at every level, high school, college, and pro.
Nick Babb, first team All-District last year at the line. And again, a Arkansas Razorback commit. Will have one more. Babb averaging 13 points and 6 rebounds. This year at the Thanksgiving Spring Creek Tournament, Martin finished with a record of 2-1. Cans the second. Volunteers finished third in the district last year. They went 2-1 in postseason, eventually losing to North Crowley. Played them 3 times last year. Outside to Shavlovic. Now takes it up top.
Bowie's showing good patience on offense.
He has all of the 8 points. Swearingen inside, short. Shavlovic in traffic. Contact, no foul. Brandon Jones. Jones and Garrett right there. Team foul number 2.
Both teams have a lot of experience in their backcourt. I know Hall and Shavlovic have both been on the varsity for 3 years.
Brandon Hall will have one more. It is 9-6 Volunteers. Faisal Elmi comes out. Jordan Versey, 6'1" senior, in for the Volunteers. Bowie leading by 4. Babb down low with Jones. Burke. Bounce pass into Garrett.
3 seconds.
And a 3-second lane violation. Garrett stayed there a little bit too long. I know, Coach, it's got to be tough coming from the football season, but you saw Miles last year. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely. Very versatile kid. Do a lot of things.
Just wonder how much is left in the legs after the season.
That's a good question.
Lob feed wide open. Hales, and Miles got him. And we'll see Dante Hales at the line. Just couldn't hold up. You have to commit. But unfortunately, Miles got too much of the hand.
Yeah, that low post area is hard to defend, especially when the ball's right in the middle of the court. Defense has to make a decision which side to play.
Dante Hales will shoot twice and have one more. Garrett comes out.
Now we're starting to see the benches of both teams. Bowie might have the edge. They have some kids that are very versatile that come off the bench, can play a lot of positions.
Bobby Johnson entered a guard for Martin, number 5. 11-6. The Warriors down by a nickel. 3:53 to go in the first quarter. Right side to Swearingen. Nobody, it's still loose, picked up by Brandon Jones. He got in front of Johnson. And the miss and the tie up. It's Bowie's possession. The foul situation, Martin has committed 3. Shavlovic looks over at the bench. Working on Babb. Will shoot over Babb. It still could go. Well, it was going to drop. Swearingen baseline layup and a miss. Rebound, Babb. Outside to Dotson. Another offensive rebound. Burke! I like that move over Dante Hales.
Nice putback.
He got rid of it quick, the only area he could go to. And a basket and one for 6'6" senior Patrick Burke, who is headed to John Brown University in Arkansas next year. He's averaging 9 points a game.
I'm sure each coach is trying to figure out which is their best potential lineup. Both teams can go big or they can go relatively small.
Free throw still makes it a 3-point game. 2:48 to go in the first. Brandon Hall on Swearingen. Bandy Hobson entered the forward, number 31.
Coach Gratz probably just saw number 5 guarding 31. Pretty major height disadvantage.
Yeah, that's 6'1" on 6'5".
Yeah.
Shavlovic, lob feed down low, and there's Hales.
Yep. Good call.
Dante Hales fills it up, his 3rd point, and a 5-point lead. Nick Babb, left hash mark, out of the middle. Bobby Johnson with a drive, and that's Hales at 6'10" on Bobby Johnson at 6'1". Martin gets it back. Andrew Dotson had a hand injury earlier this year, but has played well. Underneath, and another block for Hales. That one on Swearingen. Hobson with it. Almost walked.
Just a little nervous with the ball.
Minute 35 left in the first period. Volunteers leading by 5. They come in overall at 18-3. Martin at 13-6. Off the glass. The attempt by Jordan Varsity. A rule of block, and then puts Varsity at the line. Jeff Clemens in his 11th year, former Sam Houston Texan. Bowie will be without their 6'7" senior Kevin Hervey, a UTA commit, probably until the playoffs. Hoping he can get back then. Varsity hits the first.
Yeah, that's a big blow to their squad. He was a very good player last year, but it's giving other players a chance to get their feet wet and contribute.
He was the newcomer of the year last season.
Yep.
The lead now moves to 7. And at 12 to go in the first. Nick Babb draws a double team. Johnson almost had the over and back.
It's one of Coach Gratz's favorite ploys, coming double team at half court.
Bobby Johnson, top of the key for a 3. Team three-pointer, number 2. And the Volunteers lead by 4 with 45 seconds to go. Shavlovic works it over to Varsity. Off the foot of Shavlovic, who took his eyes off of it. Hand off to Dotson.
Nice.
Dotson from Patrick Burke. Brandon Hall, air ball, and Shavlovic recovers. 17-13, Dotson. It's a 3 over Varsity. 15 points his last game. 17-16 Volunteers. Brandon Hall may have hurried the shot at the buzzer. It hits the rim, and we go to the second. Our score, Bowie 17, Martin 16. And we're glad you're with us back at Martin High. John Nelson with David Clyde. And Coach, you were looking at the remaining schedule for both teams and made an observation right off the bat for Bowie in the second half.
Yeah, it was real obvious to me that Bowie seems to be favored in the away part of their schedule anyway. They're the contender. They have most of the contenders in the district at home, whereas Martin is on the road at Sam, at Pascal, at Lamar, and at Bowie on the last game of the year. That'll be tough.
Midcourt, Bobby Johnson to get the second quarter underway.
Here comes the half-court trap.
And it is tipped. Miles Garrett back in there. Dotson with a nice move off the hip. And his foul, team foul number 3 on the Volunteers.
Andrew has really expanded his game. He was primarily a perimeter shooter last year, first couple of years. And now that he's trying to take the ball to the rim, makes him an even more dangerous player.
Chance to give Martin the lead.
They also use him to scrape the dust off the ceiling with his shots.
I mean, there's still some residue up there. Sophomore of the year, had 15 points in his last game. And Martin has the lead. Bowie's 7-point lead is gone. Jordan Varsity gives to Shavlovic. Working on Dotson. Now takes it between the donuts. Behind Hobson. He'll get a shot off.
Tough shot.
Was a tough shot. He's got a dozen. 19-18, another lead change. Carter Butson entered the guard for Martin, number 10. Babb gives to Butson. Dotson on Shavlovic. Miles Garrett trying to set a screen. Here's Butson and Johnson in the middle. Miles Garrett gonna shoot left of the circle and miss.
That can't be the shot they were looking for.
Brandon Hall in transition, and Garrett sends it off of the wall. Josh Swearingen back into the guard, number 12. And Bowie going to insert Faisal Elmi, number 30. For the moment, the Volunteers on top. Shavlovic in the corner, gets loose underneath.
Wow.
A floater underneath. And the lead at 3.
If not for Shavlovic's offense, Bowie would be way behind.
Yeah, he has 14 of their 21 points. Hand off to Johnson, gets rid of it. Babb on Hall. Butson can't shoot. Babb will. Spins out. Swearingen tips it in on the second attempt.
It's an added bonus when you're a perimeter player can get in and get tip-ins.
6-foot senior, the defensive player of the year. Josh Swearingen, 21-20 balls. Inside, nice move. And the block by Martin on Keegan Jones. Babb out of control, but gets a shot off anyway. How about that?
Very nice play.
Nick Babb counted, and Martin back on top. Patrick Burt gives Miles Garrett a rest.
I felt like the last couple of years that Babb has really come into his own. If he ever started looking more for his shot, everybody in the district would be in big trouble.
A 6'5" senior averaging 13.
Very unselfish player.
23-21. Five minutes left in the half. Underneath, back out to Hall. And Brandon from about 16 misses. On the run, Swearingen is bumped, takes it in anyway. Gonna get Faisal Elmi with the foul. Team foul number 5. And it puts Josh Swearingen at the line. I saw Danny Husband earlier and David Amos. Battled him a long time, didn't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. A couple of old ghosts.
Swearingen loading up for the second and missed them both.
Wow.
Jump pass, caught, turning from the dotted line is Keegan Jones. 6'4" senior.
Yeah, Bowie might want to explore that matchup a little more.
Burke, little hook shot. And there is the 6th team foul committed by Bowie. The first called on Vandy Hobson, number 31. And Patrick Burke at the line for 2. Martin closes out the regular season at Bowie. Rematch in the district. Burke cans them both. It's a 2-point Warrior lead with 4:18 to go in the half. Jordan Varsity. Hall with it. And Brandon going to go deep.
Bowie's chances are going to be a lot better if Hall can get on a roll here. He's normally a double-figure scorer.
That's his first basket. 26-25 Bowie. Dotson in the corner, now back in the middle to Andrew. Nice pass to Burke, who wanted to slam it over Keegan Jones. He had it ready to throw it down. And Patrick Burke back at the line. Spreads both feet wide apart. He steadies. And we'll have another one. Faisal Elmi in for Vandy Hobson. Burke in the district averaging 6 rebounds. Now a little different motion with his feet. The right foot was the lead foot.
You know, he had an injury earlier in the season. He may still be trying to get back into shape and find the right rhythm for all the fundamentals.
26 all. Brandon Jones with a jump step in. So Brandon Hall misses. Dotson open from three-point range. Overshot it. Tip is kicked out of bounds off of Jordan Varsity, number 11. Connor Lydiak, number 33, in for the first time.
Martin definitely has the size advantage right now. Let's see if they'll take advantage of it.
Lydiak is a sophomore. This one deflected out of bounds by Varsity. Dotson to play it in with 3:09 left. In the second quarter, Martin with 10 points. Bowie has 9. Under 3 minutes. Swearingen takes it inside. Misses. Shavlovic with 14 points. Up top, and not enough juice on it.
Yeah, that's a tough shot there, falling back beyond the arc. Head Coach Gratz wasn't pleased with that shot.
Only Dirk can shoot that.
Off of 1 foot.
Man, I've never seen anything like it in person.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Over to Dotson.
Burke is open inside if they would just throw it to him.
Patrick Burke, number 40, down low with Keegan Jones.
Nice.
And there's Burke, hangs on the rim. Recovery miss by Lydiak. Couple of chances there.
Might be a little rusty.
From the right of the circle, air ball, reverse layup.
Ooh,
almost
nice.
there. And Shavlovic with a tip in. 16 points for the senior.
He's keeping his team in the game.
Dotson from the parking lot misses, and a loose ball foul underneath on Faisal, or is it on Martin? That's going to be on Martin. It's going to be on Swearingen.
He was trying to box out, just didn't get good enough position.
And at 40 to go. In the corner for a 3.
Big hoop.
Faisal Elmi, a junior.
Elmi is one of their better outside shooters. I've seen him play earlier in the season.
31-26 Volunteers. Dotson grabs it, gets it to Swearingen. For a three, had the open shot. Lydiak misses.
Wow. I don't think Coach Clemens wanted that shot either. Sophomore off the bench.
Bowie throws it away, so nothing lost off of the missed shot of Martin.
1 minute and a half.
Walking it up court is senior Nick Babb. Now accelerates, gives to Burke. Open underneath.
Wow.
That one stays in.
Shooter's roll.
31-28. Shavlovic on Babb. Brandon Hall with 5 points so far in the half. They want to milk it down all the way here, leading by 3. Martin has a foul to give.
I'm guessing Shavlovich will take the last shot.
With 10 seconds. He's got the ball now. He turns, shoots from 15. It misses. To the rim. To the rim. Brandon Hall at the buzzer. And Bowie has the last bucket of the first half. It is intermission at James Martin High. Our score, the Volunteers of Bowie 33. The Warriors of Martin 28. We're back for the start of half number 2 in just a minute. And we're just about set for half number 2. The Martin Warriors trail by 5. They were outscored 16-12 in the second quarter. Martin from the free throw line, 50%, 5 of 10. Bowie, 5 of 6 in foul shooting. The Volunteers buried 4 threes. Martin had 3 3-pointers. Warriors got 7 points out of Andrew Dotson and David Shavlovic, who started his scoring frenzy early with 16 first half points. Okay, Coach, the adjustment that you have to make, especially the early goings of the second half.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Martin sticks with the same matchups. Shavlovich was being guarded by Babb first half and put their best defender, Swearingen, on Hall. They may do a switch there. This first couple of minutes are going to be pretty crucial. Normally they are at the beginning of the second half and the fourth quarter. So we'll see if Martin changes their defensive strategy any at all.
Both excellent coaches, both really love the game. And here we go. Volunteers take possession of it first, going left to right. Faisal Elmi on Dotson.
Nice.
And the pickoff by Nick Babb. 2-on-1 the other way.
I think Nick's going to have to step his game up, be a little bit more proactive on both ends.
A steal and a deuce to begin the second half for Martin. Brandon Hall. Keegan Jones inside, and the two-handed flush.
Great execution.
Dante Hales with his 5th point. 35-30 Volunteers. Again, both teams tied for first at 6-0. Lamar 2 games back at 4-2. Miles Garrett, he'll shoot or try to shoot.
Yeah, he missed Burke inside, had great position.
Dante Hales was there, top of the key. Shavlovic short. Hales underneath.
Oh, wow.
The move in from Dallas Woodrow Wilson, 37-30. Next week, the Martin Warriors will host Arlington. They'll also host Weatherford. That's their 2 games next week. We're over at Seguin. Ball last touched underneath by Bowie's Keegan Jones. Bowie next week will play at Weatherford, then they'll host Pascal. And again, the first matchup of the year between these two. Martin down by 7. Swearingen leaves it for Dotson. Andrew spots up. 9 for the junior. Brandon Hall almost lost it. Gets inside of Burke.
Nice.
7 for Hall, or 9 for Hall. Back to a 7-point lead. Babb was hit by Hall when he shot. They send it over to Keegan Jones inside to Hales. Misses over Garrett. Nick Babb in the middle. Dotson not afraid of taking it inside. He misses. Martin didn't get the loose ball. Brandon Hall right on the three-point rim.
Game's being played definitely at Bowie's speed. They like to get up and down. Martin's a little bit more deliberate.
They just need a stop and
Miss Burke again.
A couple of points. Swearingen for 3, not long enough. Babb going deeper.
Wow. That should have been worth 4.
9 for the senior, 39-35. Martin now with 4 three-pointers. The three-point shot first came in 1986, and there's another slam by Hales. The throw down, his 9th point, 41-35. Swearingen open. In and out. Garrett grabs it. He tries to get a shot off and was double teamed by Hales and Jones.
You can see the big guys are breathing pretty heavily. The size of the crowd we have tonight, it's pretty warm inside the gym. So it'll be interesting to see how the big guys handle the rest of the way.
Yeah, it has heated up a little bit. 6'6" senior Miles Garrett, who will be an Aggie next year, should have a promising football career at A&M. 41-36. And a 4-point game as Garrett comes out. We are halfway through the 3rd quarter. Earlier tonight, the Lady Vols ranked 6th in the state. Ran their district record to 9-0. They beat Martin 53-37. Faisal Elmi tries it. Well, he does get it to Keegan Jones. Jones lays it softly over Bobby Johnson. 43-37 Bowie. Dotson open and a rainbow 3. A net cutter for Andrew Dotson.
Bowie went zone that time with the 6'10" kid out on the point. Martin took advantage of that, getting an open shot.
5 three-pointers for the Warriors. Dotson now with a dozen points. 43-40, the handoff to Shalovic. Goes to the left side. Man, he's having a night, 18 points.
Yeah. Babb is going under the screen, and that's just creating a little bit of separation for Shalovic. You can see the 3-2 zone here with the big man on the point. This is one of Coach Gratz's favorite moves defensively.
Well, Nick Babb looks like he was in practice, left alone. Nonchalantly just drops in another bomb. That gives him a dozen points. 45-43. Substitution Bowie, Jordan Varsity in. A 2-point game. Brandon Hall Off the dribble. Burke. Step in front of Dante Hales.
Bowie's back to man-to-man.
It is fumbled by Johnson. Here's Varsity to Shavlovic. Missed.
Great block. Babb really showed his athleticism there, getting up and blocking that shot.
Oh, did he ever? And it'll be Martin's ball as Hales comes out.
Looks a little weary.
Under 2 minutes, a chance for Martin to tie it up or take the lead. This will be the kind of quarter they really had hoped for. Trailing at halftime by 5. Burke, entry pass. Now back up top to Babb. Bobby Johnson scrapes the rim with a 3. Bounce pass to Hall, and he's walloped. Saved in the corner, but back into the court. And here's Swearingen from Burke. Tied at 45 in transition. The Volunteers, Burke with a block. To the floor, he and Varsity. Great end-to-end action here in the last minute and a half.
This is what the crowd came to see.
Well, you know what they say, a game without buzz is a game that never was. 45-45. Shavlovic from 23. He's lighting it up.
Yes, he is. You notice every inbounds play is designed to get him a shot.
Minute to go in the third. 48-45, Volunteers. Babb in the paint, handoff to Burke.
Nice.
Count it. A basket and one for the Warriors, and Patrick Burke with his 9th point. Keegan Jones charged with a foul.
It's all because of Nick Babb's penetration. What a great job he did.
Will we have another tie? Rebound Bowie. Leading by 1. Brandon Hall from behind the glass. Getting to it first is Jones. Shavlovic in and out. Rebound, Hall. Brandon Hall able to get the shot off. The banker from underneath, and the foul.
Martin's giving Bowie too many opportunities.
Patrick Burke comes out, Miles Garrett back in.
Sometimes you can do too good a job of boxing out, and there comes a point in time where you just got to go get the ball.
That is true, and Brandon Hall. And the miss, and the tip comes to Martin. 30 seconds to go in the third. Well, that one is what you didn't need. Gives it back to the Vols. And they can do just about anything with 23 seconds left. 17 points in this quarter for Bowie, 19 for Martin. With 8 seconds. Hall going to pull the trigger with 6. With 3 seconds, Babb, midcourt. Swearingen, it will count if it goes. And we go to the fourth. Bowie holding on to a 3-point lead at 50-47. John Nelson back with David Clyde at James Martin High. It's a 50-47 Volunteer lead as we get set to go in the fourth quarter. It'll be Bowie's possession at midcourt. Jordan Varsity to play it in. Well, Coach, here in this final 8 minutes, I want all the atmosphere of a carnival and a cage match.
Well, you may get it.
Just let it loose here. Brandon Hall on Dotson. Turning twisting, gets it back out to Varsity. Off the mark with a three. Ahead to Dotson, over Hales. 14 for the junior, and Martin's within a point. Shavlovic with a runner. Hales trying to keep it above the floor, and Miles Garrett takes it away. Babb from long range to the corner and off of Martin. Lydiak back in, number 33 for the Warriors. Brandon Hall. Advantage Martin here after the missed shot of Hall. Here's Dotson. Now they send it over to the sophomore. Garrett cuts through. Now he has it. Goes underneath. Not there.
He had the right idea, just didn't finish.
More of a straight up shot. Bowie came in averaging 66. Martin came in giving up 41 points in district. Hobson throws it away, intended for Hales.
He had him for a split second, waited too long.
Dotson, and off of, well, kicked out of bounds. Off of Martin. Alan Gratz to the pine. Keegan Jones back in. Varsity will come out. Close game, David. The bench could be critical.
Absolutely. The fatigue factor, I think, is going to play a big part, especially with the big guys.
The lob feed to Hales. Garrett takes it away again. Dotson, and he's bumped by Brandon Hall. Team foul number 3 on the Volunteers. Patrick Burke at 6'6", in for Lydiak.
It's been a very well called game, and it's, as a former coach, it's difficult for me to admit that, but fouls are just not playing any kind of role in the game tonight.
Really haven't. Martin can regain the lead here. Swearingen. Babb. And Babb misses from the right elbow. Alan Gratz says maybe slow it up a tad.
Ooh, we travel.
Elmi, Faisal Elmi with a turnover.
I think they're trying to go inside to the big man.
Jeff Plemons last year and the Martin Warriors advancing 4 rounds. They would lose to South Grand Prairie in that 4th round. They came in averaging 65. Dotson with a rainbow 3. That's not there. Rebound Babb trying to control it. Off of Bowie's David Shavlovic. He doesn't think so. The double team on Babb. Here's Swearingen. And he throws it away. Tried to bounce it to Burke. David loading up and missing a 3. He's got 21 points. Burke to Swearingen. Josh inside. Misses. Catches it on the other side. Now they reset it, still trailing by 1. Babb on Shavlovic. Spins. Tries to get a shot off and Hales with another block. Front court Shavlovic. The alley-oop.
Nice.
That's as good as you can do it.
Yep.
13 points for Brandon Hall. 52-49, Bowie. And they grab and hold Nick Babb as he tries to get some penetration.
Keep an eye on this inbounds play. They like to run an alley-oop lob pass to Big Miles. This would be a good time to run this play, kind of get some momentum back.
Hales has got to stay in front of him.
Here it
Now,
comes.
There's Garrett, and they overshot it.
Yep.
Went behind him, and then Swearingen, look out. Swearingen totaled by Faisal Elmi. Now you have team foul number 5 on Bowie, and now a full timeout taken with 3:40 to go. And the rock given to Andrew Dotson following the timeout. Martin down by 3. They collapse on Babb. Ahead to Burke. Now in the middle, Nick Babb. Babb with 12 points. Swearingen and
Oh, man.
getting to it was Babb. I thought nobody would be there.
Coach Clemens likes to run set plays from timeouts or start of quarters.
Josh Swearingen to Nick Babb. Here's a miss by Hall, and now the tie up underneath. 52-51, it's Martin's ball.
You can sort of feel the momentum shifting here. If Martin gets a bucket here, there'll be a big shot in the arm for them.
3 minutes and change to go. The foul situation, the Volunteers have 5. Martin just 1. The handoff to Dotson. Inside, stops, blocked. Off of somebody's back, now it's kicked. Shavlovic. Hall was open for just a minute now. Dotson pokes it away. Andrew Dotson with a steal. He spins and loses it. Hall on Garrett. Team foul number 2, and Brandon Hall will go to the line. Both teams got what they wanted. And here's Bowie at the line.
Such a fine line between knowing when to be aggressive and when to pull up. And Andrew Dotson is committed to getting the ball to the rim. And probably sometimes he just needs to pull up and shoot the mid-range jumper.
53-51. And Brandon Hall will shoot again. Garrett got there before Elmi. Nick Babb. Burke at the top of the key. Now Babb and number 30 down for the Volunteers, Faisal Elmi.
16 fouls.
Well, he wasn't set. Into Burke.
Nice.
11 for Burke, and we start over at 53. And an official stoppage of play.
I believe he's got blood on his jersey.
Number 30 gonna have to come out, Faisal Elmi. And he will head to the locker room. So he's out. David Shavlovic with 21 points. Under 2 minutes to play. A handoff to Hall. going into a double team. Offensive foul on Hall. Does not result in a 1-and-1. It is the team's 7th. And now, Coach, the foul situation, Martin, yeah, they can kind of take some chances here.
Sure can. Should be a big weapon down the stretch for Martin.
Jeff Lemon said he was going to go with Johnny Cash dress tonight, all black, if he could. He's halfway there.
Yeah, I think he started with a tie, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know what color. Here we go. Nick Babb, minute 45 to play. Working on Hall. Swearinger. Now Dotson goes to the right side, now to the middle. What do? Look for the shot, or do you think about foul? Oh, Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett just shuffled the feet and turns it over.
I'd almost bet they were trying to take the air out of the ball, just run the rest of the clock out.
Advantage Bowie. Well, that is a stop. I mean, it's a traveling violation, but for the Volunteers, it is a stop. Shavlovic from three-point range misses. And all the way out to Nick Babb as he catches the ball about waist-high off the front of the rim. Timeout, Martin. 66 seconds to go. Martin scored 53 their last game. They beat Sam by more than 20 points.
I would bet Coach Clemens is probably going to bring number 5, Bobby Johnson, in for Miles and try to take the air out of the ball. Because even if they get fouled, they go to the line and shoot 1-and-1.
Well, let's see. Dotson is a 74% foul shooter. Not quite sure about Johnson or Babb and their free throw numbers, but I don't think they're that far off.
I'm sure on the flip side, Coach Gratz is talking about some kind of half-court trap or some pressure so that Martin is not able to run the clock all the way down.
Over 300 wins, Coach Alan Gratz. He hasn't lost the tie. My only rule is no white after Labor Day. That's the only thing out here too. But hey, it's Texas, and
there you go.
That can be expanded a couple of months.
If he traps, it's going to be just across half court.
Under a minute to go. Martin's ball. We're tied at 53. They shoot it over to Swearinger. Josh slips it to Dotson. And he lost it, gets it back.
Oh
Underneath.
My goodness, that's not what he wanted.
Bobby Johnson. And Bowie has it in the corner, and a timeout with 34.2 to go. Well, they got a break when it got away from Dotson and Martin got it back.
Yep.
And then Bobby Johnson tried to take it inside.
Yep.
Okay, Martin has 4 fouls to give.
There you go. So they can play super aggressive.
Right.
I don't know that they could afford to sit back in a zone with as good a shooter as Shavlovich is. And Hall has his moments from the outside as well. And number 30 is a very good shooter from the perimeter.
Yeah, he does have a 3 tonight.
Yeah.
Burke, Dotson, Garrett, Burke, and Swearinger in the 5 on the floor.
Possession arrow points toward Bowie's end. That could be critical here at the end.
David Shavlovic. just adjacent to the Martin bench.
Looks like they're going to hold for the last shot, too.
20 seconds to go. Shavlovic sends it over to Hall. 12 seconds. Taking it all the way down if they can. 6 seconds. Hall spins, releases, not there, rebound, Hale! Wow. 55-53 our final as the Volunteers stay unbeaten. For our AISD-TV production crew, for David Clyde, until next week, this is John Nelson saying so long from Martin High.